It was hopeless, to begin with. Through the snowy emptiness of Antarctica strode a man who was not a man. He wore a long cloak, fastened at the neck, and a fur hat. Though old, he was still alert and vigorous, and the eyes in his heavily lined face blazed with fierce intelligence. "No, I can't go through with it," he was muttering to himself. "I will fight it. I will not change." This was the mysterious traveller in time and space known as the Doctor, and he had just experienced a terrifying encounter with the Cybermen, emotionless silver giants who had tried to invade the Earth. The battle had taken its toll. The Doctor had felt his strength drain from him as the Cybermen's homeworld, Mondas, had attempted to leech energy from this planet, and he had already pushed his old body to its limits. The Cybermen had finally been foiled by their own cleverness, and he had been little more than a spectator. He had known from his studies of history how the battle would play out, and had blearily watched, making sure that it did, ready to step in, but knowing all the time, if he stayed, the attack of Mondas would take its toll. So he had done the right thing, but it had not felt like he had done anything much at all, except place a burden around his own shoulders. Once the Cybermen had been defeated, he had quickly headed out here into the emptiness of the Antarctic wastes to find the TARDIS, leaving his two companions, Ben and Polly, rushing to get into their coats, somewhere in the buildings that the snow had already obscured, far behind him. "It's far from being all over." That's what he had said to young Ben. And yet, he somehow could not find the hope he needed to surrender himself and regenerate. "Hello?" called a voice from in front of him. "Is someone there?" The Doctor squinted to try to make out what was ahead. A figure was kneeling in the snow, close to the welcome shape of the blue police box that was the TARDIS. Who is that, "I'm the Doctor," said the mysterious figure. The Doctor almost laughed at the coincidence. "Oh, I don't think so. No. Oh, dear me, no." He stepped closer to get a good look at the kneeling man. He was a tall, stark figure with a shock of silver hair, his features a surprising mixture of joy and sorrow. He was dressed in a black velvet suit and a white shirt, the clothes as tattered and careworn as the man himself seemed to be, and he must surely be on the verge of hypothermia. This was surely some unfortunate survivor of the Cybermen's attack. "You may be a doctor, but I am the Doctor. The original, you might say." This medical man slowly got to his feet, staring at the Doctor in astonishment. He seemed for a moment so pleased to see him. "You? How can it be you?" "Do I know you, sir?" There was something about the stranger that felt oddly familiar. Bizarrely, the man turned to the TARDIS and shouted at it. "Did you do this? Are you trying to be clever?" Now the Doctor was sure the man must have been left befuddled by his terrible experiences. Why else would he be addressing what was, for all its miracles, still a mere vehicle? However, there was the possibility that his next move might be to attack it. "Step away from that machine." The stranger seemed suddenly to be lost in thought, continuing to address the blue box. "No, wait, hang on. What have you brought me?" He bent to pick up a handful of snow and, ridiculously, tasted it. "Oh, minty. This is the South Pole. We're at the South Pole." "Well, of course we are," exclaimed the Doctor, beginning to find this eccentric behavior extremely tiresome. Here he was, dying, and rather than elegiac grandeur, the universe seemed intent on providing him with comic relief. "Don't you know that?" The man turned to look at him, those sharp eyes suddenly fixed on him like a predatory bird. "This is where it happened." "Where what happened?" "This is it. The very first time that we regenerated. You're mid-regeneration, aren't you?" He took a step closer and stared even more intently at the Doctor. "Your face, it's all over the place."